I want to ask you something, and I want you to sit with it for a second before you answer. Is there something in your business that you've known you needed to do for a while, something you've been circling around, almost starting, almost deciding, and every time you get close, something stops you? Not circumstances, not time, not resources, but something inside you. Maybe a voice that says it's not ready yet, that you need to think about it more, that somebody else is probably doing it better, that it needs to be different, more polished, more certain, more perfect before you can actually put it out there. If that's a yes, this video is for you. I'm Stephanie, and today I want to talk to you about the thing underneath the stuck, right? Not the to-do list, not the strategy, not the framework. The actual thing that keeps smart, capable, motivated people talking themselves out of moving. Because after years of working through this in my own business and with entrepreneurs I work with, I've come to believe that most people are not stuck because they don't have the clarity. They're stuck because of what they do with the clarity they already have. And that's a completely different problem with a completely different solution. So, I want to introduce you to three things that feel different, but are actually the same thing, just tied up with different bows. Okay. Perfectionism, imposter syndrome, and the not ready story. We talk about these like they're all separate, right? Like some people are perfectionists. Some people just struggle with imposter syndrome. Some people just need more preparation before they can start. But it seems that they all have the same root. And when you can see what's underneath all three, the whole pattern becomes a whole lot easier to interrupt. Perfectionism says it's not good enough yet. Imposter syndrome says I'm not good enough yet. The not ready story says, I just need one more thing and then I'll be good enough. Do you see it? They're all the same sentence. I'm not enough yet. And that sentence, in whatever form it shows up for you, is what's running the show when you can't make yourself move. So it's not strategy, it's not timing, it's not circumstances. It's that one single, quiet, persistent belief. Let's take a look at each one up close because I think once you see it clearly, you're going to stop being able to pretend it's something else. Okay, perfectionism. Perfectionism gets a reputation as a high standards thing, like, oh, she's just a perfectionist. She cares so much about quality, right? Sometimes it's true. High standards are very real and they very much matter. But most of the time, when perfectionism is the thing keeping you stuck, it's not about those standards, it's about fear. And so, how do you tell the difference? Well, high standards say, I want this to be excellent. Let me do the work to get there. Okay. Perfectionism says, I want this to be so good that no one can criticize it. So good that no one can tell me it's wrong or it's not enough or that I missed something. So polished that the fear of being judged is neutralized before I even put it out there. Okay. High standards are moving towards something, right? Doing the work to get there. Perfectionism is moving away from something, right? We're moving away from being judged, from being criticized, from vulnerability. The exposure of putting something out there that might not land. That's terrifying, right? That it might be imperfect, that it might invite someone to say, "Oh, that wasn't quite right." It shows up in a lot of different ways. The email that never gets sent because it needs another edit, the offer that never launches because the sales page isn't quite right, the video that never gets posted because the lighting was off of you and you want to re record it when you have more time. The work is done, the thing is ready, but it doesn't go out. Why? Because real fear is not, real fear is that it goes out and it still isn't received the way you hoped it would be. And then what does that mean about you? It's perfectionism. And the only way through it is the same as everything else we've talked about this month. The move has to come first. The certainty that it's good enough does not come before you release it. It comes after, when you've released it and you survived. Does this one land for you? Keep listening. We're not done yet. How about imposter syndrome? That's the voice that says, who are you to do this? Who are you to charge that much, to teach that thing, to show up as the expert, to put yourself in that room, to build that program? And unlike perfectionism, which is at least about the work, imposter syndrome is about you, your credentials, your worthiness, whether you've earned the right to take up space you're trying to take up. Here's what makes it so insidious. It uses real things as evidence. It looks at your actual gaps, the things you genuinely don't know yet, the experience you haven't accumulated yet, the credentials you don't have. And it builds this case, pretty convincing one sometimes, right? The case is you are not the right person for this. Someone else is more qualified. Someone else has more experience. Someone else has already done this and they've done it better. Why would anyone choose you? I want to offer you a reframe that genuinely has changed how I think about this. You're not qualified to do the thing because you've mastered it. You're qualified because you've lived it, because you have perspective no one else has. The exact combination of experience, struggle, insight, and hard-won knowledge that you bring is yours alone. Somebody else might be teaching the same ideas, but not from the perspective of your life, right? Of your experience. Only you can do that. No one can come to do it for you. Nobody's going to hand you the credential that makes the imposter voice quiet down, because that credential doesn't exist, right? The voice doesn't go away when you get more qualified. I promise you. It just finds something new to complain about. When the people who look at who seem to show up, the people you look at who seem to show up confidently, they didn't wait to feel qualified. They decided to show up before they felt ready and let the confidence come from just doing the thing. Same thing, always the same thing. You've probably heard it before, but I want you to actually stop and feel it for a second. Because hearing it and feeling it are two different things, right? Think about the thing you're not doing because you don't feel qualified enough. Now, ask yourself, do you know more about this than the person who needs your help? Almost always the answer is yes. And that's enough. That's always been enough. Okay. Next up is the not ready story. Okay, this one, it's my personal nemesis, so we're gonna spend a little extra time here. I think a lot of us are here. The not ready story sounds like this. I just need to finish this one thing first. I just need to figure out this one piece, and then a little more time to think about it. I just need to take the course, read the book, talk to this person, get one more piece of information, and then I'll be ready. And here's why this one is the sneakiest of the 3. It always has a next thing. You finish the course, oh, now you need the certification. You get the certification, oh, now you need more clients first. You get more clients, oh, now you need to systematize. You systematize, oh, now I need to scale, right? There is always, always a legitimate next thing. And the not ready story is really good at finding it. I'd like to tell you, you're never going to feel ready. You're just not. Ready is not a feeling that arrives before you do the thing. It's a feeling that shows up somewhere in the middle of doing it when you realize, oh, I'm doing it. I'm actually doing it and I haven't died, right? The not ready story isn't protecting you from failure, it's protecting you from the discomfort of uncertainty, from the vulnerability of trying something before you know for sure that it's going to work. And that protection has a cost. The cost is the thing you haven't built yet, the people you haven't helped yet, the version of your business that you keep deferring until the conditions are just right. I want to ask you directly, comment below. What's the thing you've been not ready for? How long have you been not ready for it? What would actually have to be true for you to feel ready? And then, most importantly, is that actually true? Or is it just the next thing that the story found? So, let's talk about what might actually break the loop. Hear this. All 3 of these, perfectionism, imposter syndrome, and the not ready story, have one thing in common beyond the I'm not enough route. They're all easier to maintain in isolation. When you're alone with these patterns, they have no competition. The voice that says it's not good enough, who are you to do this? You just need one more thing. That voice is the loudest thing in the room, and you have nothing to hold it up against. But here's what I've watched happen when people stop doing this work alone and do it inside a container with structure, with support, with a group of people doing it alongside them. The patterns don't disappear, they're still there, but they become visible in a way that they just aren't when you're all by yourself. You start to see your perfectionism for what it is, not high standards, but protection, right? You start to hear the imposter voice and you recognize that it's a pattern. It's not a fact. You start to catch the not ready story mid sentence and you ask, is this true or is this that loop again? You start to see it. You don't get that perspective alone. You need someone in the room who can see what you can't see about yourself, who will gently, honestly hold up a mirror and say, that's the pattern. That's not the truth. That's what breaks the loop. It's not more information. It's not another framework. It's witness, it's structure, it's someone holding the space while you actually move through the thing you've been talking yourself out of. This is what I built the Clarity Collective around. It's 12 weeks. It's a small group. We're going to meet every Tuesday and we're going to work through the actual stuff. It's not just strategy, there will be some, but we're going to talk about the patterns that are underneath the strategy that keep the strategy from working. Because I know that you already know enough to move. You've known for a while. What you need is not more clarity about what to do. You know that. You need the conditions that make it finally safe enough to do it. The Clarity Collective, the beta cohort is open right now. It's 12 weeks. We start July 7th. Live calls every Tuesday, small cohort. I'm thinking 6 to 8 people. We'll see what we get. Small. We'll have hot seat coaching. We're going to do some real work. We're going to have real movement. This first cohort, the beta round, is only $397. It will go up next time I run through this. Enrollment closes on the 27th. I think that's Saturday. And I'll have the link below if you're interested. Whether you join or not, I want you to take one thing from today. Name your loop. Okay, where are you here? Is it perfectionism, imposter syndrome, or the not ready story? Write it down because you cannot interrupt a pattern that you haven't named. And then ask yourself, what would I do this week if I knew that loop was just a pattern and not the truth? Whatever your answer is, that's your next right step. Drop it in the comments. I would love to read what you have to say. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next week.